Yes, my friends, things are getting exciting around the Baltimore Ravens, and today we need to talk about something that has every Ravens fan paying attention. We all know the quarterback position is the heart of any NFL team, and when you have a player like Lamar Jackson, expectations are always sky high. I truly want to see the Ravens back in the Super Bowl. Honestly, that's the dream every single season, and why not make it happen this year? After what Todd Monken recently said about Lamar Jackson, a lot of fans are saying this offense is ready to reach another level. Others believe the team still has something to prove before they can take that final step. Now I want to hear from you. Do you believe Lamar Jackson is truly a one-of-one quarterback like Todd Monken says? And do you think this is finally the year the Ravens make it back to the Super Bowl? Leave your opinion in the comments below. And if you've been a Baltimore Ravens fan for more than 15 years, hit that like button as hard as you can. Now, let's talk about what Todd Monken had to say about Lamar Jackson. As training camp gets closer and excitement continues to build around the Ravens, one topic has stood out above everything else. Todd Monken recently spoke about Lamar Jackson, and his words perfectly captured what so many people inside the organization have been trying to explain for years. According to Monken, Lamar Jackson is simply one of one. There isn't another quarterback in football who combines everything he brings to the field. That isn't just because of his speed. It isn't only because of his arm strength. It isn't even because of his ability to make defenders miss. It's the complete package that makes him different. Monken explained that when a play breaks down, Lamar doesn't panic. Instead of seeing chaos, he sees opportunity. While defenders think the play is over, Lamar stays calm, keeps his eyes downfield, and continues searching for ways to create something positive. That ability completely changes the offense because every receiver knows the play is never truly over as long as Lamar still has the football. That's something many fans notice every Sunday, but hearing it from the offensive coordinator carries even more weight. Monken explained that you can find quarterbacks who are elite athletes. You can also find quarterbacks who are elite passers. But finding someone who combines both while remaining calm under pressure is incredibly rare. That's why he described Lamar as being one of one. One of the biggest reasons these comments matter is because they come from someone who has worked with many talented players throughout his coaching career. Monken has seen different offensive systems, different quarterbacks, and different styles of play. Yet he still believes Lamar occupies a category entirely by himself. The discussion also highlighted something fans sometimes overlook. Great quarterbacks don't just rely on their own talent. They force everyone around them to play differently. Wide receivers have to understand scramble situations at a much higher level because Lamar can extend a play longer than almost anyone else in football. Normally, receivers are taught specific scramble rules. When the quarterback leaves the pocket, every receiver has certain responsibilities depending on where they are lined up. But Lamar changes those rules because his creativity goes far beyond what most quarterbacks attempt. Instead of settling for a short gain after escaping pressure, Lamar constantly looks for explosive plays. He trusts his arm enough to throw deep while moving outside the pocket. He trusts his receivers to stay alive during broken plays. And perhaps most importantly, his teammates trust him enough to never stop working until they hear the whistle. That chemistry doesn't happen overnight. It develops through years of playing together, building confidence, and understanding exactly how Lamar sees the game. That's why players like Mark Andrews have consistently found huge plays after the original design completely disappeared. Lamar doesn't force his receivers to stick to traditional landmarks if another opening appears. If someone finds space, Lamar expects them to react immediately because he already sees the opportunity developing. This ability has created countless memorable moments throughout his career. Whether escaping multiple defenders before finding an open target or turning what should have been a sack into a huge gain, Lamar repeatedly reminds everyone why defensive coordinators struggle preparing for him. They can spend an entire week building the perfect game plan, but once the play breaks down, everything changes. Another important point discussed was Lamar's composure. Many players possess incredible physical gifts. Some run fast. Others throw with tremendous power. But very few remain completely calm while everything around them falls apart. That's where Lamar separates himself. Pressure doesn't speed him up mentally. Instead, he appears to slow the entire game down. While defenders rush toward him, Lamar continues processing every option available. He understands where his receivers are likely moving. He understands where defenders are losing leverage. He understands exactly how to create another chance even after the original opportunity disappears. That calmness becomes contagious. Former players explained that elite quarterbacks create confidence throughout an entire locker room. When teammates know their quarterback won't panic, they naturally play with more confidence themselves. Receivers continue running. Tight ends continue searching for open space. Offensive linemen continue fighting because they know the play isn't finished. That confidence changes everything. Players begin believing every drive has another opportunity waiting. Even when the defense appears to have won, Lamar often finds another solution. One example discussed was an incredible touchdown connection with Isaiah Likely after a broken play. Despite dealing with immediate pressure, recovering from a poor snap, avoiding defenders, and moving toward the sideline, Lamar still managed to direct traffic before delivering an accurate touchdown throw. Those are the kinds of plays statistics alone never fully explain. They're built on awareness. They're built on confidence. They're built on years of experience. And they're built on trust between quarterback and teammates. Another interesting topic involved how Lamar has evolved as an experienced NFL veteran. Every season adds another layer to his understanding of defenses. Every season improves his chemistry with teammates. Every season allows him to become even more comfortable making split-second decisions. That growth gives Ravens fans plenty of reasons for optimism entering another season. But Lamar wasn't the only major topic. Attention also turned toward the offensive line after the Ravens added veteran center Ethan Pocic. The move immediately created discussion because center remains one of the most important positions on the offense. The player at center communicates protections, handles responsibilities before the snap, and develops constant chemistry with the quarterback. Joe Flacco, who spent time playing alongside Ethan Pocic in Cleveland, offered extremely strong praise. According to Flacco, Pocic is one of the most committed teammates he has ever been around when it comes to preparing for games and mastering his responsibilities. That kind of endorsement matters. Preparation is one of the qualities coaches value most, especially along the offensive line where communication and consistency become essential every single snap. Flacco also pointed out Pocic's size, explaining that his frame made life easier for quarterbacks playing under center while also giving the offensive line additional strength in one-on-one situations. Experience also becomes a major factor. Pocic brings years of NFL starts and understands AFC North football. That experience could prove valuable as the Ravens continue building stability up front. Of course, there are still questions. Pocic is working his way back after an Achilles injury, and everyone understands how important his recovery will be. Offensive linemen place enormous stress on their lower bodies every snap, especially when anchoring against powerful defensive linemen. The expectation is that competition will ultimately determine everything during training camp. Veteran players will compete. Young players will compete. Nobody receives a position without earning it. That competition should benefit the entire offensive line because every player will have to perform at a high level every day. Training camp itself also brings plenty of storylines. There are position battles across the roster. There are new coaching dynamics. There are young players looking to earn larger roles. Veterans will attempt to maintain their positions while rookies fight to prove they belong. Special teams competitions will also receive attention as return jobs and depth chart spots continue developing. Perhaps one of the most fascinating aspects will be watching how the coaching staff operates throughout its first training camp together. Every coaching staff develops its own rhythm. Every practice